Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in this world. This is Hajin Lee with a morning update for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I had said that for Ethereum, wave 5, meaning a higher high, should be reached. And probably Bitcoin should follow. So we had drawn wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I need to reassign just the position of this, like this. This goes right here. So we had a small higher high right here to give the fifth wave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after 5 waves, Elliott wave states that there is a requisite retracement, and boy, did we start getting that. This decline, this correction should not be a surprise to anybody who was aware of the 5-wave impulse. For a few days now, I've been saying that after 5, I even drew the ABC. Now, it doesn't have to be an ABC. It could be an ABCDE. It could be a WXYXC, WXY. God knows if there are any 34 combinations. But there is a correction. There is a requisite correction. And so far, it went down to as low as 0.382. So that means that this A has to come down here. I don't think it's finished. Remember, a correction in altcoins or any coin isn't that swift. It's not that quick. And probably from here, they may be back to 0.23, and then we may get all the way down to here. I would say 0.618 as a potential correction. So this 0.618 could be a potential target. And not only that, but there is a cluster of support right here. So this cluster support coincides with the region of 0.618 retracement, 61.8%. The other cluster that is currently being held up at is this area right here. And this area is being held up, not held up, is holding up the price because it's acting as support. And that encompasses the 0.236, 0.38, and then the 0.5. So yes, it could end at 0.5. Absolutely, and that would give a lower low. But I think usually it goes down to 0.618. So I believe probably most of today will be spent in generating the B wave bounce. Now, what kind of a ABC would this look like? So far, there's 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC, so 5, 3, and 5. C waves of either a flat or a zigzag always have 5 subwaves. Okay, so that pretty much explains that it went to fruition for Ethereum onto 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now the correction, the requisite correction, is in process. No one should be surprised by that. What were you expecting? For this to go to 5,000 right away? It doesn't work like that, no matter what. Actually, I prefer these kind of 2 or 3 steps forward, 1 step back. It has to be that way. It gives you the steadiness and the sustainability of the valley. Without the corrections, there is no sustainability. Okay, I was expecting a weekend breach of the 10,000 or at least a tag of it, and it came to 9,954. So $46 short of the 10K. Well, you get what you get. Projections, as I said, the 10K number, exact numbers I give on targets, that's not what's important. The direction is important. And I was saying here too, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Did we get 5 to 10,112? No. But 5 waves are up. It has to be. So what we need to do is take this and have it so that the wave 3 was probably here, 4 was here, and 5 was near the 10K. And now we're getting the ABC. And I think this ABC is very similar to that of Ethereum's. And if you have been following my blogs, I've been saying I believe Ethereum has the baton. It broke out of the triangle first. It was leading and leading and leading. But then somewhere around here, that lead just became concurrent, correlative, almost one-to-one, and they both reached wave 5. I was expecting wave 5 to be higher than this because Bitcoin was supposedly still behind Ethereum, but it all got caught up right around this period. So that everything's still squared to now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The follow the leader period lasted just a few days, if at all. And that's what happens. It doesn't last and continue forever like that. Why is that? It's what I call the phasic and the non-phasic. If you ever stop at a stop traffic light and you want to take a left turn, and there are two cars ahead of you, and they also have the left turn signal, initially the signals will be off sync or out of phase or non-phasic. But if you keep staring at both of them, there comes a period where they overlap and become phasic, and they start blinking on and off, maybe a couple times, and then they start becoming asyncopated again or non-phasic. So that leadership was the period when it was really non-phasic, where Ethereum was ahead on the cycle and Bitcoin was slightly behind, but it was in the still cycle direction. Therefore, Bitcoin was following. But then again, they became phasic right around here. And therefore, their top was about correlated, and the correction happened just at about the same time. They are now in phase. So I hope that makes sense. And if you look at this, there is a cluster of support right here as well. And I think that would be the likely zone for this ABC to decline into. So what are we looking at? Potentially 9,200 or so. Again, no one should be surprised by this. We knew that after 5 waves, there will be an ABC decline. Now, what about this big old 3, 4, and 5? Well, I think this is wave 1 of that 5. This is 2 of that 5. And this 10,429 probably will be much higher than that. I won't give any targets to it yet. But we are putting in the subwaves of this wave 5 of a high degree trend. And we just finished wave 1. We're doing wave 2. Wave 3 will be much higher. 4 and 5 will be much higher. I think that's when we can probably break the 12,000, 11,800 resistance for the long term. Here it is. It'll probably go to 12,280 maybe. Now that'll be the big higher degree of trend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'll get a sizable correction, maybe into June or so. Timeline wise, I'm not too confident. But if this contour of the cup is any guideline, it should be sometime around May 10th or 8th or so, second, third week of May. So what we're seeing right now is a very nice, healthy minor correction. And then wave 3, so we have wave 1, 2, 1, 2, now 3 and 4 and 5 will take us to this resistance line right here. If you remember, this is the zone where Bitcoin was repelled once, twice, 3 times, right here too. And that is a zone that'll have to be broken, but it'll probably repel it again one more time to an ABC. And this will be a deep retracement, probably 61%, maybe even 78%, back down to 7,600, potentially. But even that will be a good, healthy correction, because that'll give you the cup and then the handle from which a breach will generate all-time new highs, I believe, later into the year. So I think it's exciting, and how you handle these on your trade is completely up to you. As you noticed, I don't ever give buy, 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 or sell, sell, sell specific recommendations. That wouldn't be the best situation for me to do so in the blog. I do that for my clients, but I don't necessarily say that here. But you can do whatever you want with the analysis. But on the longer term perspective, we've got a downward wedge and a cup and handle in development. And once it's complete and confirmed, you've got a massive bullish scenario right here. All right, I hope all this makes sense. It fits in like a jigsaw puzzle. It has to. It all has to jive. Now, sometimes even though it jives, it could be wrong. Absolutely. Because technical analysis is based on probability, not certainty. And remember, in one of the essays I wrote, I've always said that technical analysis is a reflection, measures the reflection of sentiment, which is twice removed from reality. Therefore, it's not perfect. Now, this, I almost want to make it into a playing card. When you see a wedge and a cup and handle, I should draw a handle here too. In my opinion, it is a mighty bullish setup. So for you hodlers holding through all of this, once we are back to the all-time new highs, it'll be like a bad night at a bad motel. That's why the advantage of hodling works. All right, a lot more to come. Have a wonderful day.